Hello, I'm Doc Owen with Action Figure Times. You know, we're getting ready to change the set, and there's a lot of people that have asked me questions about what exactly is it that I have behind me. So before we changed it, I thought you might like a little bit of a tour and let you see what's back there. I'm going to be changing it out, and I don't know what I'm going to keep. Most of the stuff is going to be gone. It's going to be a completely different set of toys, figures, and things like that. There's a couple things I don't know that I could part with, though, because I just think they're too cool and I like looking at them. But anyway, let's look at them close up. Okay, so we're going to start on the JLU shelf. You can kind of see some of my clothes there. This is actually one of my clothes closets that we've converted, utilizing some shelves and some things so that we could do the AF Times broadcast. Now you can kind of see, I've blended some stuff together. You can see the Imaginext OA playset there. Then you can see the JLU. I threw the Guardians in because I think they make kind of they're a good size for him. I also like them with the DCUC. Then as you go up, that Hal Jordan there is not a genuine holiday lantern. If anybody's got one and you're looking to give a good Christmas present to me, that'd be a great one. Now as we go along here, you're going to see, this is my JLU collection, well at least the hero portion of it. And you're going to kind of see some of the figures that are kind of my favorites. They'll be down on the front because they're the ones I like to look at the most. You can kind of even see Wonder Pig there. And as we go along, you know, it's kind of hard sometimes, especially since they were just adding figures. I'm actually going to be glad when we get the final figures so I can actually keep this set. Now you can see the Legion. I'm very, very big into the Legion, as you know. And then as we go along, you can see all the other guys. Now, just below, well, I tell you what, before we go below, let's go up. Now up top, I haven't really filled in this shelf yet. That's a Batman lead. That's a Batman maquette that has seen better days. I stored it with somebody and they didn't take care of it. And then this started to be my JLU shelf. So you see the Robin base there. There's Artemis, she is a pain in the butt to keep standing. I'm still working on my Hall of Justice there. You can kind of see that. I'm actually going to throw some Happy Meal toys up there and things, maybe. But like I said, I'm going to be taking everything down and replacing it with an entirely different set of figures. I haven't decided whether to do it with the Young Justice yet, simply because of the fact that you don't really get to see them. Now, here's something people always ask me about. It's not the biggest questions I'm asked, but this is my DCUC Superpowers JLU stuff. And what I was trying to do is show the toys through the years. This isn't really a good shelf that explains that, but if you come over here, you can kind of see. I've got some mini mates down below. I've got the Ark of the Covenant. I thought that fitting since Hawkman being an archaeologist and all. Then you can kind of see some leads. But then you begin to see the Superpowers. Then behind them you'll see the JLU. And then behind them you get to see the DCUC. Now as we go along, and you'll notice that some stuff has fallen down since I started this. Things more in the center typically tend to be my favorites. Things off to the outliers are generally stuff I don't really like. Now you don't see a Batman and a Robin in the Superpowers. The reason is they're actually in another display with the Batmobile that you don't get to see, because I'm only going to show you the stuff that you've been seeing on a regular basis. Maybe in time we'll get to see the rest of the collection. More mini-mates, more leads. I just thought this might be a good homage just to show the toys through the years. I'm actually going to be swapping out that Martian Manhunter with a more regular green-skinned Hal Jordan. I thought since we didn't have a mask, the one with a mask, I didn't want to cheat and put up the holiday edition. I wanted to make the one that was available to everybody. Because, you know, I'm just like you guys. I didn't want to have anything different than what everybody would have. And then you've got some of the others. Now, I do have some more leads that go in here. I just haven't really had the opportunity to put them together. And then finally, well, I know it's this mess with the eyes a little bit, but it's worth it. Now this is actually, let's see, let's start here. Some people have asked me about this. I'll see if I can pull it out. This is actually something that I took over for Captain Collector, and then he took over for Julius Marks. And this was actually something from aftimes.com, a contest that they had years ago that was done by Iron Cow, and I won it in a contest for who had the most Batman stuff. I think they gave away a couple of them, but man, it was really, really, this is probably one of my favorite pieces just because I've always liked that style Batman. Now this shelf, for the most part, is just kind of some of my favorite stuff, or it's Batman stuff that I wanted to kind of display. I really like the DC Direct Superman back there, the Black Lantern. Now some of the stuff is stuff that I found as I was looking for other stuff, and it's kind of just gobbled in there. You can kind of see, let's see, you can kind of see, this is kind of a, everybody's seen the water pistol before, but oh, alright, I'm dropping stuff. But this is actually a DC UC composite Superman Batman that I actually bought off of eBay. Thought it was very, very cool. Got some older stuff there, the Mego Magnetic. This is stuff that some of the stuff we've seen this year. This is the one shelf. I don't know how much of this I'm going to take down. I am committed to kind of swapping out a bunch of stuff. So maybe I'll bring a bunch of other Batman figures in here and display it. But this is kind of just stuff that I really, really dig. I think is very, very cool. You can see I'm a big fan of the composite Superman. You can see two of those in the back. That's my Val Armor Karate Kid custom that I just really think is awesome. This is not my favorite of the Batman figures. I actually like the big Kate version, but he's a bit thin. But I really like that Kate. But I like him more muscular like that. I know other guys don't. Just simply because, I mean, if your fighting skills are what you got, then you're going to want to have the best possible. The Owlman figure, I think, is probably one of the greatest figures ever made. It's just as far as look and his detailing. That's the Nightwing that I like better than most. I've got the other ones somewhere. Maybe I'll use those kind of replace. You can see some stuff that we've covered this year and that you've seen. The Question. Going back to the Batman animated series. I really dig Bruce Wayne figures, so I get a lot of those. That's one of the rare things. This is actually one of the coolest toys ever. It's one, but they only released it in Europe. But man, it is so cool. Maybe one day we'll take a look at that if you want to. And then, of course, I've got the Legion set. I've actually got them out so that because I really, really dig the Legion. Now to kind of cheat and show you what's behind me, I do have, a lot of people have asked me about this. I do have the Batman movie, Batman, the big one. But this is actually, let's see if I can do this. You can kind of see that is the Wayne Foundation Batcave. I'm pretty sure it's all complete. It's been a while since I've had it up. Very, very cool piece. Maybe one day we'll look at that, but that's one of my favorite pieces of all time from Mego, and so I really like it. And then as I take a step back, you can kind of see what's below the shelves, and these are all toys that I'm working on reviewing that I just haven't had time to do. You can see they're stacked all the way around, and I've just got all kinds of stuff that I'm working at and just haven't had a chance to get to yet. Well, I hope that answers some questions as to what's back there. Gives you a chance to look around. Maybe we'll have some contests as the things change, and you can tell me what it is missing or what's been added.